Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? We're back here for another live stream. We've already had one. This is number 2. We're getting ready for the Crypto Breakfast Club at 9:30. It's Monday morning, kind of back in the saddle, if you will. I feel like last week was kind of crazy for me. A lot of moving parts, had to take care of a lot of stuff, but we're back in the saddle, looking to make some plays this week, take advantage of some of the big news. We've got NVIDIA earnings, quarterly earnings coming up on Wednesday. This, to me, is a phenomenal opportunity to make some plays in the AI crypto sector. We've seen some pumps already, which meme coins and altcoins are getting ready to run. Are we getting ready for altcoin season to hit as we move into September? Yes, we're going to be into September by the end of this week, guys. Sunday, we will hit September 1st. We got Labor Day, September 2nd. A lot of people expecting this to unlock altcoin season. So very excited about kind of where we are right now in the grand scheme of things, and appreciate having you guys here with us. Welcome in. If you're coming in here from YouTube, welcome in. If you're coming in here from X, we welcome you as well. We are about 14 minutes away from the Crypto Breakfast Club, which we do every Monday through Friday, guys. That's our X space. It's a ton of fun. If you guys have not followed me over on X just yet, make sure you guys do. But this is what we do every single Monday through Friday. We light it up during the week. Monday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. We come in here and we talk crypto for 2 hours every single day during the week. It's a ton of fun. We have an absolute blast doing it, and really appreciate everybody who comes in and, you know, who's turned into an everyday person in the space. That really does help us out. But if you're brand new, obviously you can listen in on this live stream on YouTube. You can listen in to our X space on X, or you can actually be in the space itself as well if that's something that interests you. Yes, it's amazing to be back here again Monday morning. Markets are looking pretty good. Overall, looking pretty strong. Bitcoin's holding up pretty nicely. We had some crazy news, happen with the founder of Telegram getting arrested, and that sunk Toncoin's price down 17+%. That's pretty much the top news story over the weekend. We've got NVIDIA earnings coming up on Wednesday. So that has a lot of people speculating on the AI sector, and for good reason, because the AI sector is booming right now. We've got Artificial Superintelligence Alliance up 65% in the last 7 days. Render's up 41%, Injective 20%, the Graph 20%. A lot of our top AI cryptos making some really nice moves, making some nice headway here. Market cap of the AI big data sector up to 31 billion. We've seen some nice inflows come in here, and I think this sector is going to be certainly one to watch. Crypto Fusion's in the house. Pepe showing some strength. I think it's still hanging around. I think we're waiting for that next big Ethereum pump. Adding some more Crow at these levels. What's up, Lays Low? How you doing, man? Like and subscribe when you come through, people. Breakfast Club on here. And X at 9:30. EMAC, you already know, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for all your support. Why crypto dump this morning? Just consolidation. Yeah, had a really nice week and weekend. Just a little bit of a sell-off here, I think, to start Monday morning here. But nothing crazy. I mean, Bitcoin's holding up so far today. Hey, from Australia, 11:20 p.m. here. Almost time for bed, but not before my favorite crypto YouTuber. Cam, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. We got some love from the land down under, man. Australia. If you're from Australia, let me know. Let me know you're from Australia here in the chat. Appreciate you, man. Will Doge hit 34 cents by the end of 2024? Cody, I have no idea if that's going to happen. If I knew that, man, I would be so famous and wealthy. It would be ridiculous, man. If I could just pinpoint every price of every crypto by certain time periods, it'd be brilliant. Now, do I think Dogecoin will hit 34 cents at some point this cycle? Yes. Yes. I think it's very undervalued right now. Dogecoin is, in my personal humble opinion. Do I know exactly where it'll go from now until the end of the year? No, nobody does. Nobody does. Again, if I had that knowledge, it would be a whole nother world. But let's see what else is popping. We mentioned, NVIDIA's earnings are coming up on Wednesday. So AI tokens are certainly surging ahead of the NVIDIA quarterly earnings report coming up again on Wednesday. We had a whale rebuy Fetch AI, or Artificial Superintelligence Alliance now, after the price surged 70% in a week, showing strength there within that AI sector. A lot of big whale activity happening right now in that AI sector. So a lot of opportunities, I think, to trade here early this week, today and tomorrow, leading up to, and really Wednesday too, leading up to NVIDIA's earnings. We did cover this over the weekend. Cardano delays their Chain hard fork for Binance and other centralized exchange upgrades. The target date now for Cardano to go with the Chain hard fork, which again brings complete decentralization. It's the starting block for complete decentralization in Cardano's ecosystem. That is set to take place on September 1st. Now, September 1st is our date for that as well. This was another story, just came out 30 minutes ago. Ethereum's staking reaches 34 million ETH as validator count nears 1.1 million. Very, very bullish. The amount of Ethereum now left on exchanges, guys, is very staggering and very bullish. Ethereum has seen a steady increase in the amount of staked ETH on its network. We have seen over 1 million active validators spread across the network. And the growing amount of staked ETH, a very positive sign for Ethereum's long-term security and long-term price. As more ETH is locked up in staking contracts, the circulating supply of ETH in the open market decreases, right? And this is what we need, supply and demand, scarcity. This can potentially create supply-side pressure, particularly during periods of strong demand, leading to possible upward pressure on ETH's price. So we've seen an increase of almost 10% in ETH staking over the past 90 days. That's a really good number. Big surge in validator participation. The distribution of staking entities reflects changes in the market share. Lido, which is a liquid staking pool, has seen its market share expand significantly with almost a 14% increase in the last month. So good stuff here on the Ethereum front. For sure. Some of the other top stories, let's take a look here. There were some interesting stories about XRP, but I'll save that because I have an XRP video coming out 2 hours from now at 11:30. Make sure you guys watch that. I'm not going to spoil that here in this live stream because I want you guys to check that out. Yeah, a lot of discussion right now about Fetch AI or ASI's price right now ahead of NVIDIA earnings. The whole AI sector is booming right now. Could we see a $2 Fetch price before NVIDIA earnings? It's possible. We're watching ASI pretty closely, or Fetch. I always want to say ASI. When do they fully go to ASI? Can we get rid of the Fetch ticker? That'd be nice. Some of the meme coins. MSI was on the move early this morning, bouncing off the bottoms here. Pepe coin, the original one from 2016, it's up 15%. It's been on a really nice surge, actually, all the way up from $1.79 to $3.22. That's been an impressive rally here for Pepe coin, the original one from 2016. Nice move upwards here. I do like this one as a longer-term play. It's sitting at a 376 mil market cap. It's on Ethereum. It's the original Pepe. Cody, as long as we get a full-fledged bull cycle, I feel really confident about this because we were above that in the previous cycle. As long as we get an altcoin season like we've seen every other bull market, I feel really confident. In the unlikely event we don't see a big altcoin season, which the only thing we have to go off of right now is history. So as long as history repeats itself, I feel really good about that. Roro, appreciate that, man. Yeah, Luke, man, I got in a little bit late, but I'm in a trade. I'm in a trade on it. Cam, I was in sports broadcasting for 7 years on radio and TV, and I was also a professor in communication and business. And I had a few other, small entrepreneurship ventures. Had about 3 or 4 small businesses before I got into crypto full time. So that's about it, man. September, October blast. Yeah, Roro, I think we're gearing up right now. We're gearing up, getting ready for a pop. Getting ready for a pop. Shout out to Margex, big sponsor of the channel, guys. You could check out Margex. The links are down below. We are 4 minutes away from the Crypto Breakfast Club too. Can't wait for that. But yes, if you guys are looking to trade on leverage, look no further than Margex, big sponsor of the channel. They are your one-stop shop for leverage trading, guys. We've got a huge Caspa airdrop starting this week. Free Caspa when you sign up using my Margex link down below, guys. Do not miss out on this opportunity. We'll be talking about it all week. Register now, claim up to $10,000 in bonuses, get 21% off your first trade, all when you sign up using my link and start trading with me over on Margex. Yeah, a lot of stuff on AI altcoins. Pepe coin is something we haven't talked about a lot. Pepe coin price prediction hints at 39% gains amid Bitcoin upsurge. Memecoin is up 23% over the last 7 days. The price of Pepe now sees 39% potential gains if it overcomes certain barriers. Meanwhile, Bitcoin price surge over the past weekend, surpassing the stubborn 62,000 resistance, pulling the entire market up with it. So, I think my screen just froze, guys. Can you guys still see me and hear me? Interesting. Yeah, the Crypto Breakfast Club getting ready to start here. Coming in 2 minutes. I think my other screen just froze up. But as long as we're here, okay, we're still here, so that's good. I think my Wi-Fi is a little fishy right now. It's been a little spotty. I don't know why. Honestly, we haven't had any bad storms or anything. All right, guys, we got to start up the Breakfast Club. Y'all already know we got to do that, right? But here on YouTube, nice, bro. Yeah, we're going to go full screen with it. Crypto Breakfast Club, it's about that time. What do you say we fire it up? We're starting her up, guys. Oh, we got our screens back now, too. Nice. I know, Cam. That'd be nice. Hit up Elon for that Starlink. I know, dude. That would be perfect. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. It's Monday morning. Good weekend here for crypto. A lot of things happening. A lot of things to get into. We've got Bitcoin making some nice headway here, along with Ethereum. Rest of the market looked pretty good throughout the weekend, too. We had some crazy stories. Telegram CEO gets arrested. Big tank in the price there. Could it be a decent trading opportunity there? For Toncoin, maybe an interesting entry point. But we've also got the AI crypto sector pumping like crazy because NVIDIA is reporting their earnings on Wednesday. So we've got the AI crypto sector definitely ripe with some opportunities right now. We'll get into some meme coins, altcoins we're looking at. I think we're getting closer and closer to altcoin season. By the time we get to the end of this week, we're going to be entering September. And, going back to late last year, October 23rd in particular was a date that saw crypto really pump back in 2023, and that was kind of the start of the run we're in right now. Hopefully, we're getting close to the parabolic altcoin season because we're still waiting for it. We're still waiting for that big blow off top, and by all accounts and everything we're looking at, guys, we're still very early in this cycle, and kind of preparing our chips and getting ourselves positioned is going to be crucial. So we'll get into it. I want to, get everybody up here and come on up if you want to jump into the conversation. We are streaming live today on YouTube and X, as well as everybody here with us on the space. So appreciate you guys. Zach's in the house. We got Paid up here. Zach, what's going on, man? How was your weekend?
Crazy. Yeah, good trading weekend. I was DCAing out of some plays because I'm going to buy the dip of them. So it was weird. I usually don't do that. I usually take profits on the way up, but this time I was taking profits on the way down just because I saw where certain things were moving, consolidating. So, but I got in early to those projects, so I'm super happy. But, more macro stuff like watching the pump, Bitcoin over the weekend a little bit, going up. A decent pump is Bitcoin moving about $3,000 to $4,000 up and then consolidating around there. So I'm very happy with that. Like I said, I'm bullish when Bitcoin's sitting over 60K, but with it, hovering around 63, 64, I'm very happy going into September. Like, if people are not watching this, you're out of your mind. The fact that we're up this high before the bull run is really, really, really good. And hopefully people got into their portfolio and really maximize their profits and good strategies, because you really don't need to be in every fucking play out there. You just got to find your great conviction plays and roll with them, and hopefully they do well for you. Paige laughing at me. I'm trading some other stuff. I got out in Nero a little bit. I've been kind of taking profits. It's been retracing, but I think that's going to be a huge play during the bull run, just because what's behind it and everything. So that's a really good one. I've aped into a couple of them. I'm also building my brand, so I've been kind of busy coding and doing some stuff on that side, the Shibarium side. So Yeah, just a very, very crazy weekend. Telegram, insane. They're going to come after Elon next. It's going to be, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous if you ask me. But I understand why they're going after him. The U.S. wants to get in. The government wants to see what's going on. And unfortunately, if you don't give them the info, they're going to arrest you, no matter what country. So that is a great topic to talk about. Yeah, just the market overall in general, I'm extremely bullish. Interest rates are going to go down. We're going to see some money come in. It was funny because when I'm driving, I'm on my way to work to the hotel. I got an inspection, so I'll probably mute in a little bit just because I got to get through that bullshit. But, watching some of your videos, Zach, I watched over the weekend. And, in between that, right, I'm seeing these ads from crypto.com. And what are they targeting you to? They're sending you to ETH and Bitcoin only. So it's, for me, I look at that stuff and I go, all right, where's all the new holders, the new money going to go to? They're going to go to ETH and Bitcoin right off the gate. So for me, those are the high conviction plays. That's where 80% of my portfolio is. And I have fun with the other degen plays, but I'm here for the long haul, and that's where I'm putting my money. The ETFs, getting approved. Yeah, we didn't see a huge pump in Ethereum, but I don't think people understand what it is yet. They're probably going to go to Bitcoin first and then go down to ETH and then learn what crypto is. So I'm putting my money where the money is. And that's just a smart decision in my head. And then obviously when the pump comes and it goes down, for me right now is anything with an ETF. 10, 15 years from now, be foolish not to hold that stuff. You can take a gamble, but you don't want to risk your whole portfolio. So it's kind of stupid not to do it. It's not financial advice, but the writing's on the wall. The money is in Bitcoin and ETH. Plain and simple. But yeah, that's what's going on for me. How are you guys doing? How was your weekend?
Love it, brother. Yeah, no, I got some things I want to respond to for sure, but no, it was good, man. Good weekend. Spent some time. I had to go to a wedding. Played a lot of golf last week, in case you guys didn't know. Played on Monday, Thursday, and Friday. That's the most golf I've played in a while. But I feel like, dude, every time I do something like that, I feel like guilty. I got to get back into the saddle. It's crazy, man. I guess that's a good thing, though. It's I don't know. It's I'm not working oh shit. It's hard to enjoy myself. I've got to put that luggage down at some point, but I don't know. I'm happy to be back working and just kind of grinding this week. Back to a normal week. I don't have a lot of stuff going on, so this is kind of what I prefer. Just getting into the nitty gritty. I'm looking to make some plays on some AI tokens, Zach. I'm really looking at some AI plays this week because we've got NVIDIA's earnings coming up on Wednesday, quarterly earnings. Take a look at the AI big data sector right now. Everything is on the move. So I'm kind of charting out, mapping out my entries using XT Algo, my trading indicator, looking for some plays this week. I've got long positions on quite a few AI crypto plays. And a lot of people say, Zach, which is the next 100x AI crypto? It's I don't know. I've got a couple feelers out there, but I still think there's so much value to be had in Render, Injective, BitTensor, these ones right at the top, ASI. I mean, just this week, ASI up 70%, all on the heels of NVIDIA. So anytime NVIDIA is big in the news, the AI crypto sector is going to pump. A lot of people thought the AI crypto sector was dead and the biggest gains were had. I disagree completely. There's no bigger storyline right now in the tech world than AI, okay? And so that's going to filter over into crypto. I don't think we're even scratching the surface. I think, you look at Render and Injective, for example, and Tau. None of these cryptos have seen a full-fledged bull market, okay? ASI, which is the newly formed, alliance between FET, AGIX, and Ocean Protocol, hasn't seen a bull run yet. Okay, now there's some smaller caps in there too that I like. PAL AI's been one that I've been on since last August, actually August 2022. But yeah, there's been some interesting plays. I like TARS AI on Solana. It's backed by Sol. That's a 17, 18 mil market cap private investment of mine that I'm actually doing well on. One of those private investments that's actually going well. So that's cool. But yeah, you know, I'm looking there right now, leading up to Wednesday. I'm really focused there. Meme coins have kind of slowed down for me. You know, there's some stuff going on Tron. I get that. I'm chasing a little bit of it. I'm not going too heavy. You know, I didn't time it up to the point where I could go really heavy and feel comfortable. I'm making some plays on a few of them. Nothing too crazy or outlandish right now. Been adding to some of my blue chips, just on little pullbacks here and there. Like, just been stacking my chips on some of my favorite long-term plays. Chainlink, Injective, Ondo Finance, SUI, SUI, Render. That's where I've been kind of going back to the well, even buying a little bit more XRP under 60 cents. I think that's going to be an interesting trading opportunity here. We've got up until October 7th, I think, to see if the SEC is going to appeal or not. So just kind of waiting in the wings. I'm sitting on some stable coins, wanting to deploy some capital, but just waiting for right opportunities to find things that are undervalued. I guess really a lot of my focus right now is kind of more blue chips. Meme coins have seemingly quieted down a little bit, aside from like Tron and that whole thing kind of picking up, which is cool and all. But I'm kind of using this time to trade some AI cryptos this week ahead of NVIDIA earnings and add to some of my larger positions that I feel really good about. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Paid, what's going on, man? Then we'll get over to Mar. What's happening, brother?
Yo, Zach, I'm about to hit a golf shot. Just take this over real quick. I'm about to hit the golf shot. I'll be back. Hey, Roger, great shot, bud.
Can anyone hear him?
See you in 2 hours. Dude, yeah, that was crazy. And then I forgot to shut down the space. I forget what day that was. Thursday, I think you guys were just going. Yeah, it was a wild week for that. But yeah, my cousin who got married, her now husband, big golfer, and I hadn't played that much in a while, but it was fun. But yeah, we did the thing. Thank you guys for holding it down too.
Bro, I was in a room by myself at one point. Zach Humphries was golfing. Zach from
Is Paid talking? I can't hear him. Fuck.
Paid is talking, yeah. Can you hear me, Zach?
Yeah, I got you. Well, that's good. I don't have to hear us complaining.
You know what? I don't even have any complaints today. I'm in Paris. I'm chilling, baby. I just landed. I'm just landed. I'm not even back in Morocco yet. I got 2 weeks in Paris. I'm doing stuff. We're live from Paris. I'm about to bite into a baguette right now. I really don't got that much on crypto right now, to be honest with you. Like, I'm just DCAing the bags slowly. That's about it. Fucking around with a few meme coins, and that's it. I'm just, right now the market's kind of flat in my opinion. Still, it went up a little bit. Just DCAing. That's what we talked about last week when Zach was golfing. Just DCA, guys. Pick some plays, DCAs. It rhymes because I like it. Pick some plays and then DCAs. It doesn't matter if it's AI. It doesn't matter if it's whatever the fuck. Memes, doesn't matter. Utility, who cares?
Find the play and DCA.
Exactly. That's where we are in the market right now. Just DCA. Put $10 into a project right now. Put $10. Yo, fucking gamble a little bit. Listen, $10 ain't gonna hurt you. Put it into a shitty meme coin. Put it into a shitty utility play you never heard of. That's like number 2,000 on the fucking list. And see if that goes off too. Because you know what? Some of these plays are gonna pop off just because alt season pops off. Just because alt season pops off, you're going to get some of these shitty fucking whatever tokens, Turtleneck Enu V2 Blue is going to happen, and you put $10 into it, and it's going to turn into 1,000 for no reason, or even, to fucking 5,000 for no fucking reason. And that's what's going to happen in alt season. A lot of people don't realize alt season, everything just is stupid. It's just, especially when euphoria hits and everything's about to collapse. Everything is going to go up like 5-10x in like a couple weeks, and you're going to be like, what the fuck's going on? And you won't be able to catch anything because it's over. That's your warning sign. So, just DCA into your play. Paid is live from France. If you have any questions for the French, let me know.
There you go. We got Zach back up here. Could you hear Paid there toward the end there, Zach?
Yeah, I could hear him swearing a lot. and he's telling everyone financial advice to put $10 in shitcoins. I wouldn't believe anything that guy says, and he never sells. So don't listen to me.
Don't listen to me. Go buy Coyote token. Oh yeah. Never mind. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, no, he's right to a certain point. But you have to get into plays with good holders, someone that's building utility stuff, and that will do pretty well. But just throwing your shit into anything, I wouldn't suggest that. That's just wasting money. Just send it to me, and I'll give it back to you after the bull run.
Nah, right on. Yeah, I've been really focusing on top 100 plays right now, just kind of strengthening positions there, during this, what really is just kind of I think the final consolidation or capitulation phase of this market cycle. You know what I mean? It's truly, I think, the calm before the storm right now. So shoring up big positions that I have a lot of faith in is kind of where my head's at right now. And I got some strong positions in some meme coins too. Don't get me wrong, but you're constantly kind of hedging and de-risking. I think and part of that is going back to the well and high conviction plays and adding some capital there. But let's jump
Zach,
over.
Go
ahead.
Zach,
Bro.
you saw Superverse go off, right?
Superverse?
Bro, I know
No.
you're not saying that. Superverse, the fucking gaming play we talked about I talked about like 30 times. You're like, yo, I'll get into Superverse. I need to get more into gaming.
I remember you said that.
Dude,
Superverse.
It pumped like 20% one day last week.
It's up 43% in the last week.
Yeah. One day was like 20%. I forget what day it was.
No, it looks interesting.
I told you guys. I've been saying this one for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks now.
So it's 366 mil market cap right now. Listed on Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, all the top ones. Now, I do remember you mentioned this. Did I follow him on X? Let me make sure I followed him on X. There we go. Yeah, I did follow.
Cause I honestly don't even know why they pumped. To be honest, like that's a play I follow, and I just woke up and it was up 20%. I was like, I mean, the rest of the market was pumping, but everything else was pumping like between 7 to 10%. And one day they just pumped 20. I was like, dude, what the fuck? I didn't hear any news. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything from Elio Trades. He might have dropped a video because that's his project. But I was like, fuck, 20% in a day, and the rest of the market only did like 10. And then it was like 40, like you said, 40 something on the week. It's pretty fucking good for the alt season not really being here yet.
So they're covering WAGMI pretty significantly. They say WAGMI set to release their class leading mobile game, which I'm a big investor in WAGMI with their NFTs too. They're now a Superverse game. So wait, Paid, correct me if I'm wrong. Superverse is more of like a infrastructure, like platform, right? Like. It says you're connecting the biggest Web3
you bring
community.
your project. You bring your fucking gaming project to Super, and Super basically is like, how do you do this? They're like the blueprint for like how to get your project, more like views, more utility into the project, NFTs, stuff you can build as a game developer, and they have a lot of games being built in or partnering with Superverse. If you guys go to the Superverse website, whatever it is, just Google it. I don't know it off the top of my head. You'll see all the projects and games that are already with them. Mm-hmm. Like it's getting pretty serious with them right now. It's getting pretty serious. And wasn't WAGMI? I'm pretty sure WAGMI Games. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I talked to WAGMI. Weren't they at Rare Evo? I think they were.
Yeah, they were.
I did talk to them. I have it all written down who I talked to and I didn't, and I still gotta host that space about just Rare Evo. Yeah. But me traveling is just fucking crazy right now. But yeah, so they were there, and I'm telling you, Superverse is my only gaming play right now, personally, in my portfolio. It's the only thing I kind of care about when it comes to gaming. I know a lot of people say Immutable X. I was watching Alex Becker. He dropped a video yesterday. He was talking about Immutable X. It's like, that can still run and stuff. But, I mean, Superverse is looking good.
Yeah, for sure. And so I was looking at their website a little bit. So they have their own blockchain as well. Authentic and irreplaceable Web3 network of highly passionate partners and players. We've built in reach for any title to be successful. Native blockchain is custom tailored for gaming with fast, low-cost transactions. Developed in partnership with industry leaders and powered by the Super Token. This is the definitive home for Web3 gaming. No, definitely. I remember you talking about this. I definitely want to put it on my radar now again. So appreciate that. Yeah, they've integrated with some pretty big games too. I'm looking at on their website here. Good to see WAGMI is one of them too now.
Yeah, and Zach, like I said, and I'll get off my soapbox. Altcoin season is going to happen. Everyone thinks so. Knock on wood. That's what we all believe. But gaming is not going to pop off until Christmas. That's my opinion. Gaming, the holiday season is when the gaming industry really starts to, they start their yearly boom because all the kids want video games. People who have been, in video games prior, like for me, I love Tekken. I've been in Tekken since like 94 since it came out. It's like over 20 years, or I'm not doing math. It's a long time, guys. I'm getting old. But, I keep playing games now. So like when they released a new game, I think Tekken last year came out right around, this year was January, the new one. So like right around that holiday season, a lot of games get dropped because they know it's going to get that fucking Christmas, Kwanzaa boost, I guess. But that's when I think gaming's really going to take off. You're going to see multiple exits during the holiday season for gaming, and I think that's where a project like Superverse or Immutable X or any of those guys are really going to pump.
I'll give y'all one here that I really like is Big Time. Big Time. I've been in a trade since 6 cents. RPG style game. They're listed on Coinbase. They're only an $88 million market cap. So really like this play. I heard a couple people talk about it not too long ago. Looked into it. And I'm like, because I agree. I mean, looking at like sectors that haven't pumped yet is where you're going to find like a ton of value, right? So like gaming to me is a big area to look for undervalued assets right now. The whole metaverse thing, it's kind of more speculative to see if that comes back. I think it will eventually, but I don't think gaming's going anywhere. I just think it's quiet right now, and there's a lot of undervalued projects. And I think eventually we're going to get a gaming boom here. So yeah, Big Time looks really interesting to me. All-time high is 98 cents. It's sitting at 8 cents right now. Their all-time high was in December, by the way, paid late last year. And I think WAGMI's all-time high was late December of last year. So there you go. To your point, December for gaming could be something to it.
Yeah, and I think Superverse was at all-time high was at 160, and it just hit like 80 during that pump, and it's retraced a little bit. The market's going down, a little bit right now. So it's only, one more X from its all-time highs, and then we all know what happens when a project hits its all-time highs, especially going into the bull run, especially when altcoin season happens. This is at all-time highs 160. Fuck it, could go to, $5, could go to $10. If we really get a crazy blow off top, and then right there, if you got in now, not financial advice, you might see a 10x right here, even with a market cap as high as it is. And it's going to be a little safer. This is what you guys preach all the time. Over 100K or 100 million, you're feeling safe at sleeping at night. And again, with Elio Trades behind it, Alex Becker behind it, and all the games that are already on it, I don't see this going away.
That's good stuff. Let's keep it moving here. Let's bring in Mar. What's going on, man? How was your weekend? And what are you looking at, man?
What's up, Zach? What's up, Pate and Zach again? My weekend was good, man. We got two Zach. You guys got to change his name, man. No, just kidding. But yeah, my weekend was good. Just in case, Pate, are you in France?
Yeah, I just landed this month, bro. I had a 7-hour flight from Boston nonstop, and I couldn't sleep because the guy next to me wouldn't stop fidgeting. Like, he just wouldn't stop moving. He was, like, shifting and shit, and I couldn't sleep. So I'm actually kind of grumpy today. That's why if I sound short, I kind of am today. I haven't slept. And right now is what? It's like 4 p.m. here. It's 4 p.m. here, so I've been awake basically since... I don't even fucking know. Like 7 p.m. last night during the whole flight. So I'm cranky, but I'm here, Mar. I love you. I'm here for you.
I just want to make sure you don't land in jail or anything like that.
No. My bags aren't big enough for that.
Your bags ain't big enough. Yeah, no, man. My weekend was good. You know, I jumped just a little bit. I didn't put that much because, of course, my real entry will be like on almost $4, which is Cosmos. You know, Autumn. So I think that's an undervalued asset, big time, man. It's like ranked number 40 something now. At the peak, not even the peak of the bull run. If y'all don't remember, like Autumn on Cosmos was one of the last coins to pump really hard right before the bear market. And even during the bear market, it was pumping super hard. I think all-time high was like $40. It's trading in under $5 now. So I'm looking to, I just got in for the first time ever into Cosmos Autumn, and I plan to DCA, you know, and try to get a nice bag. You know, I think this coin could easily, now financial advice, could do a 10x. But that was just my only action. And I was, you know, on the Tom, you know, falling knife. I was going to get into that, our quick trade. I was waiting. I was at work and I was waiting for the, you know, for that fake, you know, when you get the falling knife and you get a little pump and then boom, once again, the second dump. I was waiting for that. And, yeah, man, I got busy at work and I couldn't buy it. I would have gone into a trade, you know, a quick trade on that second falling knife, you know, when the news came that the CEO went to jail. But other than that, yeah, I just got into Cosmo. That's how I bought this weekend. I liquidated a few of my, just a little bit of my positions on my high risk plays, just to get into Cosmos. But yeah, man. Other than that, you know, I had a nice conversation in a space, and I came up with something where the space was like, "Oh shit, this guy is right. He might be right." And you know, y'all know that I'm from a big city and I see things going on. And let me tell you, man, the credit cards, like credit is just being like so manipulated by people. And I don't know if you guys, and you'll understand why I'm saying this at the end, but when you don't pay a credit card and you decide not to pay it anymore, and you say, hell with my credit, if you noticed, a few years back, credit card companies would like in less than 2 to 3 months, boom, you'll be in the credit bureau, your credit card, you know, will be charged off and closed, right? So now these companies for them to close your credit card, they're taking months, might even take a year for them to do it. And why are they doing this? The fact that once your people have figured out, people are going to school, okay, and they have figured out how to basically destroy their credit and bring it back in months. Even bankruptcy, guys, even bankruptcy. They don't even use lawyers anymore. And why? But the only way you can clear your credit is when your credit cards are closed completely. So that is why credit card companies are not closing your credit card. They're taking like over a year. So you're not able to fix your credit right away. And I'm telling you, I believe when regulations come in, I believe that maybe towards the end of this bull market, we're going to have a lot of people buying with credit cards. Because I could already see the dApps and projects out there already announcing that soon you'll be able to use your MasterCard Visa to buy crypto. You could already buy crypto, but NFTs on OpenSea with credit cards. And I think that a lot of the liquidity on crypto, you know, it's going to come from credit cards. People are going to use their credit cards. You know, the credit system they don't even respect it anymore. And people know that if their investment goes bad, they'll fix up their credit in months. And it's like this. I guarantee you, I've seen it done. I've seen people like after all their accounts are closed, it takes them 2 to 3 months to have a 700 credit score. It takes them like a month to get all the negative accounts. And then what do? They go up to a judge, and the judge basically, they say, I can't afford to pay. And the judge is like, okay, we would, how much can you pay? $5 a month. Okay. So they end up paying $5 a month for each credit card. By law, they can't do nothing, and the companies can go after your, because credit cards don't have any personal guarantee. You know, they can't come after your paychecks or your income tax and stuff like that, like a student loan. But yeah, sorry to talk to so much about this, but I truly believe, man, a lot of liquidity from retail, it's going to come from credit cards, especially towards the end of the bull. And these guys are going to be, they're going to be new into crypto. A lot of them are going to be, and they're going to be like super exit liquidity. So yeah, man, look out, guys. You're going to see it. You're going to see all these new tabs coming in. You can now buy crypto with your credit card. And a lot of people are just going to go in huge because they know they can fix their credit really easy, until I guess the government decides to come in and change the system, I guess. People used to respect credit. Not anymore, man. They lost respect over credit. They don't even care. They find ways to fix their credit or even bankruptcy. And another thing is, man, like I'm starting to see on X and a little bit of Telegram where people are already like, memes are pretty much done. It's time to bring in, our, real world assets and the true altcoins. This shows you right here where there's not enough liquidity. Because why do we need to end the season of meme coins and jump into true real world assets and altcoins? Why can't it be both at the same time, And that shows you right there. I mean, my opinion is that, why? Because there's not enough liquidity, and whatever all season, if we get one now this month or we get alt pumping, it's just money transferring, from one side to the other side. It's not new liquidity coming in. Once we're in a bull run, a true bull run, people are not going to talk about it's meme season, it's Oz season, it's AI season, none of that shit. Everything is freaking pumping, Everything is pumping, and people don't care about what season it is. That's our true bull run. And last thing about AI, Zach, man, AI. I know AI is going to be huge. I fear crypto projects in AI because I truly want to see one that's truly AI and it's going to bring value to a coin. But I'm telling you, man, I'm going to go a little soft here. AI in the future, and I don't think it's going to be far from now. It's going to be crazy on filming. And let me bring it up. Don't laugh. Adult filming, AI, oh my God, that's going to be insane. And if anyone could come up with a token, for adult filming, just like casinos, it's going to be crazy. The only problem is, regulations. It was holding this back. This regulations, it was holding real world assets back. And I'll land the plane with this. I wrote it on the Crypto Breakfast Club Telegram. I think the real world assets are going to pump because of hype this time around, just like they did the metaverse 4 years ago, but not truly because of the coin's utility, because just regulations are holding it back, and hopefully if Trump and RFK get elected or whatever president, they would, move this faster, bring in some regulations. I know there's projects out there that have hit a wall because of trying to get in, their coin into their business with passive income, and they just can't. The lawyers keep telling them, no, you're going to get sued, and, they're going to come after you. So it sucks for now, but yeah, man, I'll land the plane again with this, man. AI on filming, oh my God. Remember this, guys, the adult industry is going to be insane with AI, and if someone gets to tokenize this, it will be crazy. In movies too, So yeah, man, That's my take on liquidity. New liquidity, when it comes to crypto, a lot of it is going to come from credit cards. I think at least 15-20% is easily going to be credit cards.
That's good stuff. Go ahead, Zach. Go ahead.
Yeah, speaking on that, if you go on like Shib.io or Shibarium, you can buy Shibarium Bone right now with your card. I have to look more into it, but I don't know if it's a debit card or a credit card. But the fact that the on-ramp is like that, yeah, that's coming very, very soon, Mar. But, it comes back to how can the governments give us a credit score when they're trillions in debt? It's kind of fucking ridiculous. Before they're, giving everyone a score. So on that note, that's how I feel about that one. But yeah, real world assets are going to be huge. Same with the AI stuff. I agree with that. The porn industry, that will come easily, whether it's subscription based NFTs or like tokenizing that. There's huge money in that, big time. It's just, I thought about it, but I don't want to touch any of that stuff.
Zach, real quick, have you seen the videos of like humans talking? You're like, okay, who's this? And it's an AI. I saw that.
Crazy.
I'm like, what the hell? A woman talking? I'm like, wow, she's beautiful. And it's an AI. It's incredible, man.
That's the best kind of woman.
Yeah, 100%. Or men. Come on. Or men.
Shelby, your husband.
She's not here, I don't think.
Women will have their AI husband. We'll have our AI wife.
Yo, on this point though, like Mar, what you were saying, you guys see this? Probably pretty sure you guys saw this. The whole Apple tap to pay thing with their new iPhones. That's a whole nother thing. That if that happens during the bull market, that could be huge. Tap to pay Bitcoin transfer and USDC is what I saw. But I mean, I'm envisioning like being able to tap to pay with whatever you want. I mean, eventually that could be another catalyst. You know what I mean? The other thing too that kind of flew under the radar is like PayPal and just how big they've gotten into crypto. They got their own stable coin now. Like it's a top 100 crypto. It's a pretty large market cap. I was looking at something this morning. What was it? Oh, it was there was a recent study done from what institutional investors are investing in. Bitcoin, Ethereum at the top, and then it's Solana, XRP, and then a lot of them hold stable coins. PayPal was way higher than I thought it would be. It was USDT, USDC, and PayPal stablecoin. But the actual cryptos that can go up in value is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. And then it was a big drop off. Cardano was in there, BNB was in there, a little bit of everything else, but. It's going to be interesting to watch kind of if we get something like that, whether it's, the credit card stuff, what you're saying, and I think it's probably a combination of everything. Apple tap to pay, something like that could really blow this bull market wide open. You know what I mean? Within this cycle. And you're right, Mar, I think a lot of these people will be extra liquidity coming in late. But, you look at that and then say, okay, well, that's going to parlay itself into an even bigger retail boom the next cycle. You know what I mean? Katz, go ahead, man.
I just want to say good morning to Zach Humphries. Zach from Subway. I seen Oscar out there, Costco, and paid. I got some free advice for you while you're in France. Just walk up to any good-looking girl and say, "Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?" If she says, "Oui," go to the hotel room. That's all I'm going to tell you, okay? Just go, all right? I remember personally, back when I started monkeying with crypto at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, right? And
Is anyone talking?
hang on.
Yeah, he is, Zach. We can hear him. I can hear him.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to finish this up real quick because I got my son up and he's chasing me all over. And back in 2017, 2018, banks like Citibank, Huntington, all those guys that did the credit card thing, oh, you're okay. They stopped it. They cut it off. Anything associated with crypto, you used to be able to go to Coinbase and use a credit card and do stuff. and you can't do that anymore. So the last I checked, it was all about the debit cards. It was all about debit cards and being able to use that. Go ahead and give him a cookie. Sorry, guys. To be able to do that. So I think that's what you guys were seeing with being able to use cards. Visa and MasterCard is a debit card type thing. And I want to finish by saying real quick that it was a really good weekend for a lot of people, especially us here. And it's not a plug, but if you look us up, then you'll see in the charts, we had a good time. And Saturday, we looked up and things jumped for us. And I'm looking forward for the bull run as far as with Solana, especially if the U.S. could ever get their butts off their butts there at all and get that Solana ETF moving. Because what was it, Brazil that had that? That's something. And one last thing, Zach from Subway says, mention the Shark Tank. So I'll let him talk about that.
Yeah, he's coming back up. We trying to get him all hooked up so you can hear everybody. But yeah, man, if you're interested in Shark Tank, it's on Wednesdays. You can come in and basically show your project. Just hit me up, Paid or Zach, and we can get you the insight. That goes for any project that's up here. I see Medicaid there. I've heard about you guys. Just gave you guys a follow back. I know a lot of people in the crowd here that are part of communities or maybe communities themselves. So if you guys are interested in Shark Tank, let us know. We'll get you in the right direction. Also, if you just want to be a sponsor of one of our shows, hit us up too. We got some we got some details around that too. But let's go to let's go to Free Trump. Free Trump's up here. What's going on, man? How was your weekend? What's on your mind? What's happening, man? Free Trump, you there?
Yeah, I'm up at my lake cabin, so I might get rugged.
I can hear you, bro.
Okay, cool. So, good morning, and I know it's been a little while. I've had pretty tumultuous last couple weeks, but in a good way, financially. So, I've been watching the charts just on meme coins. I'm checking my blue chips and stuff, and they had a little pump last week over the weekend. They look like they're coming back down again. No explanation other than I believe the central bank wallets are all in charge of those things anyways, so it's not that big of a deal. Once the quantitative easing that I mentioned last time I was on, once that gets turned on, everybody's just going to be able to sit back and relax, because what I'm seeing on the charts, and this is all I do all day long, is look at crypto. I mean, I don't care about 401k and Roth IRA, all that stuff. I can't touch that stuff anyways for another 15 years until it's tax-free. So the crypto charts, though, they look pretty good, because watching these things go up and down, the activity, the volatility coming in there, especially on the political meme coins, it's basically telling me that, you know what, get ready, because if you're positioned right now, dude in Paris said it pretty good, for your plays, DCAs, this thing looks like it's ready to explode any second. And I'm so paranoid about that it's going to go, that I'm looking at getting more money into the market. This is not financial advice. I'm just trying to get more money in, dollar cost average, into these plays, because right now it looks like it's going to go. And, I mean, who knows when it goes, right? It's like it's 24/7 with crypto, unlike the Wall Street. So we could wake up to the bull run. And I'm bullish. I've been bullish. But what I'm seeing, personally, this is just me, on my opinion, this all looks like it's ready to go at any given moment.
No, I'm with you, man. I truly do think this is the calm before the storm. I just tweeted something out, actually. I think these guys do a really good job. Now, nothing is 100% bulletproof, obviously, right? But we're always trying to find good sources of information. Always trying to find things that are okay, these guys, have definitely figured some things out. And the only thing we can really go off of, right, is history. The only thing we can really go, and until history is broken, we've got to use it as hey, there's something here. So Wrecked Capital put this out here. Let me post it up in the Nest. Hold on. Let me put this up there. That way you guys can refer right to it. There you go. Just posted it up there. So basically, they've been doing this, bull market progress, a progress bar based on halving cycles. They do this periodically. And just a great account to follow, Wrecked Capital. So basically, they believe we're at 43.5% right now within the bull market. And you guys can see at the various points of like what's happened post-halving, going back to 2016, 2020, and now where we are in 2024. If you take a look at 2016 and 2020, this little, sideways action after the first little run-up, it's usually right before the major bull run. So if history repeats itself here from 2016 and 2020, we are literally in that little pocket of consolidation right now. Final, calm before the storm, if you will, before we go on a parabolic run. Now, again, history doesn't always repeat itself, but take a look at that chart and you tell me what you see, right? And again, this is what we have to go off of until it's debunked, in my opinion. I know we have ETFs. It's a little different environment, but it's not all that different. I mean, it's still, the 4-year cycles, I think, still exist until they don't, right? And so far, it's proven to be, we're still in them. So I think Wrecked Capital does a good job of putting stuff into perspective there. But yeah, man, I feel like we're still waiting for the big altcoin push. That's really what we want. And, it's going to be led by Ethereum. It's going to filter into other L1s. And obviously, Memecoins and altcoins alike are gonna enjoy it as well. So that's exactly where my head's at too. Free Trump, exactly with where I'm at, and I'm trying to position myself. What do I not have enough of right now ahead of this bull run that I feel like is super undervalued? That's literally the question I'm asking myself. And I'm going to be making some trades this week in the AI sector with NVIDIA's earnings on Wednesday. So that's kind of where I'm at. And obviously, if anything pops off in the meme coin market, you gotta kind of jump on that too, for sure. Paige, you still awake over there? Or you sleeping?
Bro, I'm chilling, man. I'm unpacking bags and shit. Dude, I literally should be sleeping, but now I'm in France. I'm gonna go eat some French food because they're some of the best. Where's Zach? Where's Zach from somewhere? Where'd you go?
He dropped down. He was having connection issues. I know he was driving in. He's down there as a listener. Let's bring him back up here. Let's see if he can come back in. Yeah, he was having some issues. I think he was heading into the office. Anytime he's driving, anytime anybody's driving on these spaces, it's brutal. But we'll try to get him back up here.
No, I'm here. I'm chilling, baby. If you need, some paid XPO insights, just let me know. Just holler.
What do you think about Cardano? There was some news on Cardano delaying the Chang hard fork a little bit for Binance and other centralized exchange upgrades. Looks like they're eyeing September 1st now for the Chang hard fork update.
I honestly think it doesn't matter. Cardano's not going to move until whenever we get altcoin season. It's not going to move until the second half of altcoin season, but it'll move hard. But anything they do right now, in my opinion, just doesn't matter. If you just want to make some money in Cardano, just put it in there and forget you even have it for ever. Because that's kind of what happens. That's what happened last cycle. That's this cycle it's been a fucking stable the whole fucking time basically. And I love it, don't get me wrong. I was hanging out with Charles in Vegas. Trust me, I love Cardano. But a lot of people I said this before and I'll say it again. Cardano to an extent is too smart for its own good. And a lot of people either don't understand that or don't respect that. Again, we talked about the Solana and the ETH and all these people. They want to go in, break a bunch of shit, but it moves fast, right? And Cardano's well, we're going to make sure we do it right. That way we don't have to really do it again later. So for me, Cardano, what is it? I don't know, 40 cents, 45 cents, whatever the fuck it is. I think it's going to hit about $6 this cycle. It hit a little above or below 3 last cycle. I don't see why I can't double from there. Because they got a lot of good stuff, a lot of good projects coming out, a lot of good partnerships coming out. And, if you know anything about Cardano, they're working with the Dubai police. They're actually rumored, and I think the rumor has been confirmed, but they're working with the U.S. government. Maybe not this election, but they're looking to partner with the U.S. government to help, stabilize elections so people, aren't saying, oh, there's election fraud. Well, it's not anymore because it's on the blockchain, so we can all see it. So that's another thing that they're working on. So, I mean, I wouldn't worry about, them delaying anything. I would actually rather them delay it than launch it and it doesn't work. Because that would be the worst shit to happen to Cardano. Like, we can't launch something on Cardano and then it just fucking completely falls apart immediately. It's going to be fucking awful. So, I'd rather them go slow. Let them go slow. That's how they go anyway. And then, the tortoise and the hare, baby. They're going to go slow. And at some point, the hare's gonna be dancing in circles, and all of a sudden the tortoise fucking won the race. That's not financial advice, but put a few dollars in there.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I think Cardano's a sleeper for sure, and it's going to do its thing. I think with the overall market. I mean, look at all the great products. I mean, look at Chainlink, for example. You could say the same thing haters say about Cardano is Chainlink, and Chainlink's a great project, just hasn't moved all that much. AVAX, Chainlink, Cardano, Polkadot. I mean, you can go down the list. There's quite a few that have, that have been stagnant, but I think a lot of them are undervalued. Another news story came out within the last, I would say, 10, 15 hours. Now over 1 million daily active addresses on Base. I put it up in the Nest too. Only took a little over a year to reach the milestone. Take a look at that chart. Just the growth of the Base chain, pretty staggering there. Pretty great stuff there coming out of Base.
And Zach, the one thing, Cardano, like Chainlink, all these other AVAX, all those projects, fuck the token, fuck them. Look what's in their ecosystem. And I said this months ago. I said, look what these people are on these chains building. AVAX is actually one of the best places for gaming right now. A lot of people who are not in AVAX don't know that. But if you want to get into the gaming sector, look at AVAX. That's one of the reasons a lot of people think it's undervalued, is because if you're trying to get into the gaming sector, AVAX, they're building like crazy. Everyone's building. Like on Cardano, like, sure, you can get the native token, but what the fuck are they building in the ecosystem? Because that's where you're going to get the multiple access. Like, yeah, you can buy Solana, but guess what? If you buy Solana Memecoin or even a utility token, you're going to make way more access than you will in Solana. Solana has what, Zach? Let's be realistic. A 3 to 5x, maybe, right? Probably a 5x, maybe. Okay, I can agree with that. But you want a 10x, 20x, 100x? That's going to be in the ecosystem. That's not going to be the native token. And that's how I look at all these plays anyway.
Well, that's why you look at like some of the things, the ERC20 tokens that haven't really had a big run, but I mean they will once Ethereum starts running. SHIB, Pepe. These are your two big ERC20 meme coins running on Ethereum. As soon as Ethereum starts running, I mean we've seen it time and time again. Ethereum's up 7-8%, SHIB's up 17-18%. You know what I mean? It's outpacing its native chain. So yeah, I mean, once we get that altcoin run where Ethereum starts to really take off and do its own thing and steal some of that market dominance away from Bitcoin, which, we thought we might be there a couple different times, but it's a little tougher now with these ETFs, man. And we don't have that retail demand right now in crypto. So much of the money that's just flowing in is coming into Bitcoin and Ethereum in particular, and really Bitcoin. So we're just waiting for that retail push. And eventually I think we'll see a shift. At some point in the cycle, even the big institutions will speculate a little bit. And that's what usually happens. People get into Bitcoin early and they get up on their money and then they go speculate in the altcoin market and then they get back in Bitcoin late. That's usually kind of how it goes. Bitcoin and stable coins late. And I don't think anything will be different this cycle. I don't think anything will be different. But I'm excited about a lot of these ERC20 and really just Ethereum plays, because if Ethereum's going to go up to, let's say, somewhere between 7 or 10 grand, I mean, what's going to happen to the price of SHIB and Pepe and, some of these L2s? Polygon's another one that's been stagnant. It's got a little competition now with Optimism and Arbitrum and Base and all these new L2s. But I think all the L2s are going to be interesting. You got Lido DAO, you got ENS, some of these Ethereum, ecosystem plays, Ethereum name service and Lido, which is liquid staking. Even Uniswap, right, will pump when Ethereum pumps. So it's just a matter of time, right? So it's all about right now accumulating, stacking your chips. Which narratives are you playing for this cycle. Which where do you want to allocate, right? Because there's a lot of ways I think to make money in crypto, especially in a bull run where everything's going up. It's just you got to concentrate yourself somewhere though. You can't be over diversified and just have a little piece of everything. You got to put your foot down somewhere and say, hey, I'm going heavy in AI, or I'm going heavy into RWA, or I'm going heavy into these top meme coins on Ethereum, or you know what I mean? So trying to bring up Zach. Zach, you there? He's still having issues, I think, connecting. Yeah, he dropped back down. But that's kind of where I'm at, Paid. I mean, for me, this cycle, I'm taking profits like crazy, man. I'm not round tripping bags. I'm getting back into stable coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and getting myself, prepared for the bear run. And
Zach, I'm in the same boat. I told everybody I'm dumping almost everything.
Yeah.
Everything. I might even dump Bitcoin, and I don't even own that much Bitcoin at all. I want to make as much money as humanly possible, especially if this is one of the last great fucking bull runs, because next cycle might be a little more stable with all these ETFs and everything, right? So I'm getting out of a lot of stuff heavily. Like, I'm going to leave moon bags, but I'm getting out heavily because I want to, this could be the cycle that fucking, creates generational wealth for everyone who is actively, participating. So why the fuck risk it? Why round trip anything? I'm getting the fuck out of everything. Now, I always joke around, I'll hold everything forever, but no, not this cycle. I'm really not. I'm getting the fuck out. But I'll buy back in later, next cycle, whenever that happens, unless we have like a super cycle that gets crazy, I'll fucking buy back in at the lows, see some of these projects that might still be around. Like, I think if you're a project and you survive the bear this time, more than likely you'll survive the bear next time. So
I'll hold Bitcoin and Ethereum, and that might change. I mean, maybe eventually it's XRP and Chainlink become that, but right now, no. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum, it's 70% of the market. I'll hold those. Everything else, getting out of. Because this shit is so speculative. You don't know what's going to stay here. You don't know what's going to be here next week or next month, let alone 2-3 years from now. So to sit there and say, like, this random thing is a 2-year hold or whatever, I used to feel like that. I used to think like that, and I was wrong, in my opinion. I've changed my opinion on that. It's just not how I look at it anymore. But again, Bitcoin and Ethereum, long-term 401k type plays. Like, that's it. And eventually, other cryptos can get into that category, but it's going to take time.
Yeah, and I told some of my buddies, because I was staying at my buddy's house in Massachusetts when I was there, because I don't live there anymore. But I was like, dude, he's stressing about retirement. He's not that old, but he's getting up there. He's like, I don't really even have anything for retirement. I was like, well, get a few dollars in the Bitcoin, get a few dollars in Ethereum. I'll give you some fucking stupid degen plays if you want to gamble on a little bit, but just start there. But I told him, listen, I'm trying to get out by February. Like, that's me. I don't know about you guys. Y'all can stay in as long as you want, be extra liquidity if you want, but I'm getting out by February. Maybe March the latest. If you have a super cycle and goes to August, whatever, who the fuck cares at that point? At that point, yeah, it doesn't matter. After February, in my opinion, all bets are off. And that's just how I'm looking at it. That's just how I'm moving. Zach's laughing, but I don't give a fuck. That's when I'm leaving.
Zach, you back or what? Is Zach back or what? Can you talk?
No, he's just over here laughing.
No, I mean, it's tough to know. It's tough to know, Paid, for sure. I just made so many mistakes of holding the bag, and I know that feeling versus the feeling of taking profits, quote unquote, too early. And I know which feeling is far worse. It's the feeling of holding the bag and hoping and praying that it comes back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the thing is, Zach, it does suck also, and there's two different strategies for this. You can just sell out. That's what I did with Dogecoin. I got out 100% at 10 cents. I didn't leave a moon bag. Did I regret the extra 7 fucking X? Sure, but I also made, I got in for less than half a penny. Like, I was in there for, and I went pretty heavy at the time. But at the same time, on the flip side is, some of these projects are gonna fucking dump all the way the fuck down to fucking hell, and somehow miraculously news comes out that fucking Obama's doing something with her, whoever the fuck, and then all of a sudden that project, flips right back around, the ship turns right back around, picks up everybody up, and then it goes up. I mean, it's a gamble. You're in crypto. It can go either way. It really could go either way.
And I honestly, I really think, I want to get to Mar here too. I really think it just kind of depends on your personal situation too. If somebody who is looking to financially like diversify out of crypto because so much of their net worth is in crypto, you're probably not looking to hold, all your altcoins very long, right? Like, I'm kind of in this spot where, like, I love crypto, guys. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I don't want crypto to be 80% of my net worth. You know what I mean? Like, that's a little risky, and I'm conservative when it comes to economic stuff anyways. Like, I'm already hesitant to, like, I don't know. I guess I'm not that conservative. I'm in crypto. But you guys know what I mean. I'm conservative as a crypto investor, I guess. And it's like, I'm looking at it thinking, okay, I'm in a pretty good spot here. Like, I've done pretty well with altcoins and stuff like that. It's like, just don't be greedy. Like, you just kind of, I don't know. The more time you spend here and the more your bankroll grows, you just kind of naturally become less risk adverse. It's just a thing, right? It's not about the money you make. It's about the money you keep. And that's just kind of a life lesson. So, like, as you continue to climb the ranks and climb the ladders, you just take less risks. And it's not necessarily a good thing, but it's like, you got to be somewhat smart. Like, you still want to take your chances, but it's got to be very measured. Like, you got to really take your, pick your spots. And my thing is, like, I don't own a lot of real estate. I mean, I'm 34 years old. Like, I want to get heavy into real estate. Like, this would be a great opportunity. If we get this Q4, Q1 big boom, I'll take a lot of those profits, and now I can start these other ventures and diversify my wealth. And that's really what I'm looking at here these next 6 to 8 months. I mean, that's, and again, so like, you got to think about this on a personal level. Like, what are your goals here? Short term, long term, the rest of 2024 into 2025, and what's like your 5-10 year plan? And like, everybody's going to be different when it comes to this. You know what I mean? So, if your plan is, hey, I believe so much in fucking Chainlink where I'm going to hold it for the next decade and I'm just going to buy Chainlink every single day. I mean, that could be your plan. It might not be a bad move. You know what I mean? But it's just, you got to design what's right for you. All right, I'll shut up. Mar, what's up?
Yeah, Zach, it's a little complicated because you don't ever want to tell people, to sell or when to buy, when, hold, and the whole 9 yards. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm planning of selling mostly everything. Again, Bitcoin, Ethereum, I plan of holding that. But I am going to throw a curveball. And, because like I said, anything, okay, when you are a VC and you are early into a company that's promising, you're probably going to hold. You're going to hold, and you're going to withstand the dumps because you got in early. You're probably going to sell some stocks, but you're a VC. You got in early. You got shares of the company, whatever it is. And crypto gives you the opportunity, gives us the opportunity to basically act like VCs every time we invest on these new projects, get into the private sale or the pre-sale, stealth launch, whatever it is. We get in early. We get in at $1 million market cap, at a $5 million market cap, at a 100K market cap, where we have dreams for this project to hit billions, right? Market cap, and have financial freedom or make a good chunk of money. So we have the opportunity to be VCs going into a project that hasn't built anything. That's why we're getting the chance to get in early. And it's just hype. But, like I said, I'm going to throw a curveball here. If the bull market arrives, let's say the end of this year, beginning of 2025, then yes, I'll probably sell everything. Now, let's just say that the bull market takes like a year to arrive or even more, and regulation starts coming in. And this is more like a question to you guys, too. Look, the way I drew RWAs, real world assets, you can't compare them to AI. You can't compare them to gaming because I think RWA is just a different. It has nothing to do with AI, gaming, logistic, nothing. RWA is all of that. So you're going to bring real world assets to gaming, to AI, you know. And for me, this is why real world assets is so big. So let's say you guys got in early at a project, right? We're in the bull market, right? And you're in a project that's not a project anymore. It's a company now. And your coins are attached to this company to bring you passive income. And you in early. You got to be careful also selling these assets during a bear market because you might not get a good entry and you might get burned by trying to time the market because now you're holding assets that are attached to a company that's bringing in revenue. It's not hype anymore. You get what I'm saying? It's not a meme coin. It's not an AI or the metaverse coins that we were holding. And look where they're at right now from 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. So that's my question, and that's my curveball. Like, if you do hold a coin that you see that actually has become a company, are you going to take a chance and say, oh, this is the top of it, let me sell it off? I wouldn't. I would sell. I would take some profit. There's nothing wrong with taking profit, but I wouldn't because I might not have a better entry, you know. And if it goes, it might even be hard for it to go into private sell price, you know. Yeah, we're all gonna try to time the market, but I'll be a little scared to get burned in and let go a coin that could be the next Tesla, you know, or Nvidia. You know what I'm saying? And I don't try to think that way because then I don't want to get heavy FOMO. But a great company, you know, and it just sucks to be left out. So the whole point, before I land this plane again, is this time around in this bull market, I'm going to be looking at my projects that if they build a company around it and what is the value of my coin, because I might be getting great passive income through the company's revenues. And I truly believe this is going to happen. This is going to happen. It's just regulations might just not be there, and it's going to probably make us sell everything at not the top, but you know, sell everything during the bull market because it's always hard to sell the top. And listen, an individual told me not too long ago, if you bought in at a penny and the top was $1 and your average sell price was 50 cents, you did amazing, you know? So in other words, guys, don't try to freaking guess the top or you're going to get wrecked.
No, that's great stuff. I think you brought up a really good point, Mar. It's like, it is different, you know, making your 10x on Chainlink, knowing that like Chainlink's been out for a while, right? And knowing that it'll come back and you could take your profits now and get back in at a better entry versus something that's so brand new where, yeah, you might not get that opportunity. So that might be something you hang on to even throughout the bear. I think that's a good point. You know, if it's something super, super low market cap or you get into a private sale, I could see where you're coming from there, where it's like, okay, you know, especially if they launch like this is their first cycle, they're just getting out the gate, you know, and they got a long-term vision, long-term plan. Like, yeah, you want to see that through. Versus, you know, hopping into one of your large caps right now. You know, the mistake I made, like with Cardano, like, you know, I got in there at, you know, 30, 40 cents. It went all the way up to over $3 last cycle and never took profits. Came back down to 25 cents this bear market. And I was buying again at 25 cents. I'm like, well, shit, I could have sold everything near the top last go around, you know, and stacked my chips again here at 25 cents, you know. But yeah, you live and you learn, you know?
It's funny that you say that because that's what my mom did.
You live and you learn.
I got my mom in the fucking Cardanos, and it was running up. She's like, oh, I think I'm going to get out around, you know, $2.95, $3. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? We're going to 5. We're going to 6. You know, the FOMO hit me. My mom was like, no, I'll sell everything. And then literally it had to be like a week or two later. It was at like, I don't know, $1 or something. I was like, what the fuck just happened? I was like, I brought
Zach,
you in there and you did better than me.
Let me pitch now the knuckleball. I throw a curveball, now I'm going to throw a knuckleball at you. Do you think, and I think this is a legit question. I mean, do you think that BlackRock is going to allow Bitcoin to dump hard with ETFs? I mean, it's going to have a retracement, but that crazy retracement we had from 70 to 16, because I truly believe Bitcoin could have held it in the 30s if it wasn't for FTX and the Celsius and all these back-to-back bad news. But do you think if Bitcoin hits 150, let's say the top is 150 in this cycle, do you think it'll go under 100K? Maybe 80K the most. I just can't see it retracing 50% with ETFs, man. I don't think BlackRock. It just wouldn't look good, you know? It just wouldn't look good, but, I could be wrong.
Well, I mean, the thing of it is, BlackRock. So this is something interesting. I want somebody to jump up here because maybe I'm wrong here, because BlackRock doesn't really. I mean, okay, they own the crypto, but they're like an exchange, basically, right? Like they own it so they can have it on the balance sheet. Like they need to have one-to-one backing, proof of reserves, basically. So I mean, if a bunch of people who own the BlackRock ETF want to sell, if they FOMO out, the price is going to dump. I mean, so if the big institutions all start selling, it's going to dump, whether we like it or not. So like it's kind of weird because it's like people will be like, oh, well, BlackRock almost owns 1% of the supply. Like they kind of own it, but it's not really theirs. Like they own it because other people own it. They own it because they have to own it in order to sell it to people, and you know what I mean? For people to buy it. So it's like it's really going to be driven by the institution. So like if the institutions play the long game and they're not shaken out, it's going to be interesting because a lot of these institutions who are buying Bitcoin right now for the first time, they haven't seen a bear market. They haven't gone through like what that feels like. And I don't know if they're ready for that kind of volatility because they don't see that shit in the stock market. I mean, it's going to be interesting to watch that play out, more honestly, because we don't know. I mean, I will say this. I think a lot of them have been stacking from like 20, 30K. So, I mean, even if we dip down to like 40 or 50 after touching up to 150 or whatever, maybe they don't get shaken out depending on their position, where they're at. But I mean, some of these institutions who are buying in right now at 63, and then if it starts selling off like crazy, they might start shaking a bit because they're not used to, a bear market in crypto. But over time, as Bitcoin gets bigger, I mean, just naturally, right? Like diminishing returns and also like just less volatility. We're going to see less volatility with the price. I mean, just naturally, even without ETFs, just price go up. I mean, we're going to get less volatility. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Pay, do you got something on that, or Free Trump, or anybody else want to pop up, or Mar, if you want to respond? That's kind of where my head's at with it. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I could see a retracement, just not something. I mean, at least they're going to be able to. These institutions are going to hold back on the FUD, at least. Like all these, whatever collapse of exchanges or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think in this bear market it's probably going to be just more sell-offs. People taking profit and. The human being always reinvents the wheel. They're always going to bring also, of course, some negative news to for the dump, and they're trying to get in, a better position, or they're trading, whatever it is. But yeah, it's just different this time, man. The air is different this time, and it's going to be a fun ride, and the best way to not to get wrecked is to take profit, and try not to guess the top. Just take your money, man. Take your profit little by little, and then at the end, if you average at least, like I said, 50 cents from a penny to $1, you did amazing, and that will prepare you for if we have another massive bull run and whatever, But yeah, man, it's gonna be fun, and I'm bullish, man. And now with RFK, and Trump, oh my God, we got to go out there and, our vote counts, man. I never thought I would say this. I was always like, I'm just one person. Nah, man, our vote one more boat out there for these guys, because to pump our bags, and hopefully everything works out. November 5th? It's gonna be huge, man. It's gonna be huge, and we gotta find a way to do this live on space, man, when the election starts.
Yeah, bro. I was actually speaking of Trump and RFK. I was just reading. Let me see if I can just here. This is my buddy Sam. He just posted this. There you go. I just posted it up in the nest. So apparently, Trump just sold some of his real estate for Bitcoin. So I think slowly but surely he's getting orange pilled with Bitcoin a little bit. Kind of crazy. Yeah, the whole RFK thing, fascinating, man. I think, what do you guys think? Do you think naturally people who are RFK backers now just have to vote for Trump? Like, if you had to put a percentage on it, is it 70%, 80% that just basically swung to Trump? I mean, like, I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? Is that fair?
Yeah, I think there's more swings towards Trump, and whoever was going to vote for RFK, either they're going to vote for Trump or they're not going to vote for Harris at all. But he might get, she might get some votes for him. It's just, Zach, I'm not too much into politics, but word on the streets is, man, that what people are basically saying is that the Democrats are not Republicans are the Republicans since I don't know, 100 years ago, whatever. But the Democrats are not the same Democrats from even Bill Clinton, kind of. That's when it all started changing. They don't feel like they're, like the Democrats from before. That the party has completely changed. Again, I'm not that much into politics. I don't know if it's true or not. But yeah, man, that's what people are just basically saying out there. Like, they're just not the same party anymore,
Well, don't forget, Mar, the party switched long, long ago. Because don't forget, the Democrats were like the Ku Klux Klan and stuff at one point. And that was like, you know who that, and that was what the 1800s into the mid 40s that they were actually really prominent, 50s, even 60s. But that was actually, they were actually the Democrats. And like, look how the Democratic Party went from like literally the Ku Klux Klan to like, we're inclusive of everybody, of every, culture, creed, gender, whatever. So like that party has been switched. Like that's nothing new,
Well, like, you brought up Clinton. I mean, one thing about like politics in general, just I feel like it never was this polarizing. It all fucking started with like cable news and social media and the internet and just all this clickbait, drama-filled, over-exaggerated, look at the other side. Like, how can it's just they make it seem like people are so fucking crazy on both ends. In reality, it's like I feel like most people are sitting there thinking, bro, like, I'm not that crazy. I'm somewhere just kind of hanging out here in the middle. Like, I just want my crypto to pump. I might be fiscally conservative, but socially, like, whatever, if you're gay and you want to get married, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people just kind of in the middle of the road, that are just kind of chilling, that are like, wait a minute, I'm not being represented here. Like, I got to be all the way over there and drink the full glass of red Kool-Aid, or I got to drink the full glass of blue Kool-Aid. Like, no, I don't really fucking want to. You know what I mean? And it's like, Bill Clinton, like, he had great approval ratings on both sides of the aisle. I mean, in my lifetime, he's been the president with the best approval ratings. I mean, people liked him. It was a good economy. People liked him on both sides of the aisle. Now we just got to this point where it's like, blue no matter who, or Donald Trump over everything. And it's just like, how did we get here? Like, it doesn't represent the majority of people. It's just the shit you hear. It's the shit that gets press. It's the shit that gets pushed, is the extreme shit, The people in the middle of the road, just they're not being represented. They're not being talked about. They're not being, covered because it's not sexy,
Yeah, and Zach, to your point, a lot of people just want to be happy in general. That's my consensus.
They just want to live a better life. Yeah, they just want to live a better life. 100%.
What they already have. Like, I travel the world. We know this. I'm a jet setter. I guess someone just gave me that term the other day. I was like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. But I go to all these other countries that don't have American politics. Obviously, they have their own, but they just want to be happy where they're at, you know? They don't want to have to leave their country to find a better life or, you know, make more money or be able to afford, you know, their housing or healthcare, whatever they want to do. And they'll do that regardless of what party it is. They're not attached to the party. They're attached to the idea of of a better country and a better life for their family. And that's all it is. And in America, what I notice, because politics are way different overseas, but in America, what I notice is it really is you versus me. There's no middle ground. If I'm successful, you're not going to be successful, or vice versa. It's like what happened to the American dream where everyone was kind of like working towards a better, I guess you could say, place. Right now, it's just so violent between political lines. And that's why I kind of liked RFK and his run outside of the crypto thing was he was like, I'm not owned by anybody. I don't have any super PACs backing me or anything like that. And I don't have, you know, I don't have any strong affiliates from either side. I'm right in the middle. I'm the independent, the libertarian or whatever. But like America is so divided based on just politics. And you know what? If you just sit with somebody, like, I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if he's in the room. Crypto Postman's from Massachusetts. I don't mean to dox you, but I was in Massachusetts, and me and Crypto Postman hung out. And I'm not a big, you know, Trump supporter. I'm not a big, you know, Biden supporter. But he came out, he had like this, you know, let's go Biden fucking stickers all over his car or his truck or whatever, and all of his hat. But we still had a very cordial conversation. And it didn't even matter that he was, you know, super Trump or super whoever and me, whatever. You know what I'm saying? People, like, the problem with America right now is people don't talk to people and people don't have those type of discussions where it's just the issues. Fuck the candidates. Let's talk about the issues, and then let's talk about which candidate is best, you know, suited in need. And not just a candidate for, you know, the political sphere. What about your Congress people, your senators? What about like your local representatives? Start where you are, you know? And a lot of people fall so short of that, and they go so hard on the, you know, political lines. And that's one thing I like about not being in America, to be honest with you, is I don't have to hear about Trump every day. I don't have to hear about Harris every day. The only time I really hear about politics is when we're in this space, and that's when I don't mind it because it affects the space directly. But other than that, I don't hear about it because it's not a big thing over here. All these other countries have their own political situations going on, but it's just not as bad as this. Like, it's not as bad as what America is force-feeding you. It's not like Fox News is saying one thing, MSNBC is saying another thing, and there's conflicting reports when, you know, all they said was the car they were driving was blue. Like, oh, no, that's not blue. That's fucking sapphire vermilion. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, y'all can't even agree on the color of, you know, the suit people are wearing and shit. And that's the problem. And, you know, and I do think you could fix it from the inside out and from the outside in. But America has to get back to the point where I can have a conversation with anybody on either side of the political aisle and not turn into a just straight up argument. Like, people are so charged politically. Like, me personally, I don't give a fuck. As long as my family's taken care of, you know, I got food in my stomach. I'm a big boy. I like to eat. As long as I have food in my stomach, a few dollars in my pocket, a roof over my head, I don't care. I don't care who's the president. I don't care who's in. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. As long as we can keep having these conversations, and that's what's so great about these spaces, and that's why a lot of people come to these spaces, because we can have honest conversations without people freaking out. Like, you know, we freak out as jokes sometimes, but like sincerely freaking out. You know, we don't even kick people from the room. I think throughout the whole lifetime of this show, I kicked out one person, maybe two, because they were like, you know, spamming or shilling or whatever the fuck, like in a negative way. And other than that, it's like we come here and we have these conversations, and they're great. And that's what, in my opinion, America needs to do going forward. Sorry for the tangent, but that's just, you know, my opinion, not financial advice.
No, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I did post a couple things related to crypto up in the nest too. Tokenized treasuries hits 2 billion milestone, and then check out that PayPal post from Paxos, which is, which we were talking about earlier. PayPal USD, their stablecoin, hits 1 billion in market cap just 383 days after launch. PayPal USD reached this milestone nearly 2 times faster than USDC. 3 times faster than USDT. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. We don't really talk about PayPal's stablecoin quite often, but I was reading something else about the institutional demand that's picked up for it. Interesting. I think that's something to track and watch for sure. But yeah, Paige, to your point, man, I'm with you, man. It's you can get so bogged down in politics, and at the end of the day, I think it's good to it's good to have it top of mind. It's good to have your opinions and your beliefs, and I think it's good to vote and all that. But don't let politics, especially the back and forth nature of it and the polarizing nature of it, just dictate your life, because it just takes away from what you can control and your happiness, really. You know what I mean? Because the whole thing is just driven on negativity. I mean, think about just watching the news, man. It's like they're never leading with Boy Scouts of America selling cupcakes at Walmart. You know what I mean? They're leading with double homicide. You know what I mean? It's just that's what supposedly sells, and I don't know. It's like, what came first? Did the media tell us what to think, or are we really that infatuated with negative news? That's a whole nother.
Well, you know what's crazy about that, Zach? And I said this a long, long time ago before I was even on the show. I think, and they'll never do it, but I think news organizations shouldn't have advertisements on tragedies. When I get the news and I'm reading about someone getting shot in the inner city or a terrorist attack somewhere, I shouldn't be scrolling through the article and in the middle of it get an ad for like Kleenex tissues. It's like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what? Like, you're monetizing this? Like, this is awful. Like, and it happened. Like, if it's something positive, for sure, but like, go on any news site, especially if you don't have ad block. I have ad blocks. I don't see any ads anymore anyway. But go on any of these news sites, read, some of these tragedies that are happening all over the world, car accidents, like just shit that's happening, and you're gonna run into ads. You're just gonna run into the craziest ads that have nothing to do with that negative situation. And it doesn't make me want to buy anything. It doesn't make people want to buy anything. And I think that's how the news organization should be going forward. Like, if it's positive, fine, throw some ads on it. But if it's something super negative, like, the whole Israel conflict, go on any of, these websites, Fox, it doesn't matter what side, and you're going to see ads everywhere. It's like, dude, people are dying. Trust me, I'm not going to buy your TV dinners. Trust me right now. I'm reading this. I don't want to buy your TV dinners.
Trying to get Zach back up here, but Dr. Chima, I don't know if you want to jump in here, man. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks for calling me out. Hello, everyone. It's really a pleasure. It's really awesome to be part of this community. A big shout out to the host of this amazing speech, Zach, PDX, Zach F, Ma, Fritz, Mustasa, Max FL, Crypto L, Cell, Bitcoin, everybody, Nick, Tommy. A big shout out to you all. It's really amazing getting to getting to hear from most of you. Is really awesome. Honestly, I joined the space late, but I think I've been able to get some information here. I like the knowledge that's been shared here. A whole lot of value, which I'm very appreciative of. I thank you all. Also, I'm actually a dentist, and I'm actually someone who is quite knowledgeable about the Web3 space, because I realized the importance of continuous learning and self-development. So basically, I've been learning about artificial intelligence, moved into Web3, because the world now is actually evolving at a very fast rate. So you need to be very versatile. You need to learn stuff. You need to keep developing yourself so you could understand what's really happening. From Web 1, we moved into Web 2. From Web 2, we are now into Web 3. And there's a whole lot of buzz about the crypto space, a whole lot of buzz, a whole lot of things happening. It's moving fast, pretty fast. Today, Dogecoin was listed, so it's massive. The crypto space is really evolving, a whole lot of projects coming out. So I'm actually someone who is very, very knowledgeable, and I like to learn new things. So I ventured into crypto because I realized that the crypto space has a whole lot of opportunities. So I'm actually someone who who is developing his skills to find places where I can actually utilize my skills perfectly well. So I'm actually looking for jobs in the crypto space, and I'm also someone who keeps learning. And I came across this space, Crypto Breakfast Club, and so being someone who is passionate about the crypto industry, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you.
Glad you found us, man. Always welcome back here. Yeah, we're here every single Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So we do this 5 days a week. We've been doing it for a few months now. Really enjoy it. We've met so many great people, and I think we've all helped each other at this point one way or another with something. It's like you're always learning something. It's a great place to be. So glad you found us, for sure.
Zach, we started in what, May?
I think so. Was it
I think
May
that
or
sounds
April?
right. Oh,
is
Zach's
that
back.
Zach from
What's up?
Subway?
Yeah, I'm back. I was on my way to my hotel, and terrible service. I got a thunderstorm here, but now I'm back on my computer, so finally I'm back up. But yeah, I think we started end of April, May, or something. It feels like an eternity.
Yeah, because it started off every Monday, right? Zach, is that correct?
Yeah, it was Monday, and then Zach did like a Tuesday, and then it continued after that. I think he did the second day, and we're like, hey, this is working. Yeah, and then turned into a week, which I think Monday through Friday is perfect. You know, everyone needs the weekend to do what they need to do. But I did have a few opinions on all the stuff I missed. When it comes to the super cycle, you know, everyone's talking about how they're going to, you know, cash out of everything, but I'm actually probably not going to do that with Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm going to do that with the small market cap stuff. I know those, you know, when the time comes, I'm looking for that, you know, 20, 30x, and I'm going to put it back. But what if we don't have a bear market like we seen before? What if it doesn't go down that much? Then you cash out of everything. Now you're going to buy at a higher price, depending on what price you got into. So, I mean, I think through the years, moving forward, I think it's going to be smaller and smaller and smaller. And I don't think you're going to see those gains like you can now. So my personal opinion, what I'm going to do, I think, because I don't have to sell it all. So I think I'm just going to keep the Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I'm going to really go a little heavy in the smaller market cap stuff and take my profits and then move them over. You know, I might round trip some Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know, to me, I don't care because I see where it's going in the years coming. You know what I mean? With all the ETFs and the big money coming into it. And then if Trump and Harris start talking about crypto, you're going to see mass onboarding, you know, like Mar said, with the credit cards and debit cards coming into this. I just don't know if it's the right move to cash out of all of the Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know what I mean? We just don't know what's going to happen. But my gut feeling is saying probably maybe cash out a little bit, but keep it, because we may not see that bear cycle on those two top cryptos. We might see it on everything else, but the ETFs and the money come in. I know, so I'm 50-50 on it. I'm kind of just trying to watch the overall market and decide what I'm going to do with that. I mean, I can always put it to a stable, but I don't want to do that and the price just not drop down to those levels where I'm going to make the money back. You know what I mean? What if it just doesn't go back down? We just don't know. You know, a lot can happen within a year, even after the cycle. It may not go down 60, 70%. So I'm watching it and think about, I go back to the guy like Da Vinci that bought Bitcoin at $1. You know what I mean? It's not at $1 anymore. It's sitting at fucking $63,000, $64,000. So over the lifespan of Bitcoin, it would be stupid to sell it. If you need the money, I understand. But if you don't need the money, why bother? Why not just fuck around with the smaller stuff that maybe won't last through the next cycle? But the big stuff, I'm thinking about just keeping like a 401k, you know? So it really depends on what you need in your life. If you need to sell it, sell it. If you don't need to, maybe don't sell it. You know what I mean? And just play with. But I'm a trader, so I go in and out of plays a lot. But that's really my 401k. That's my savings account in this sector of crypto. So I know I keep going over and over in my head, but that's what I do. I obsess over things to the point where I don't make the wrong decision. I do that in my life. I'm super crazy about that stuff, and I just don't know if it's the right move to sell everything. because it may not go down. So that I'm kind of being the other guy on this. You know what I mean? Everyone takes all the profits, but what if Bitcoin just doesn't go down to those levels? What if it hits 150K and then it only goes down to about 100, right? And you're hoping it goes back down to 30 and 40 and it just doesn't do that. Did you make the right move? So it's really up to you how you guys need to manage your portfolio. But my gut feeling, it's usually right, is probably don't ape out of everything when it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, all right, I'll shut up now.
I'm with you there. I'm not selling Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm selling everything else. So like Bitcoin, Ethereum, long term. I mean, to me, it's just very simple. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. 70% of the market, guys, is in Bitcoin, Ethereum. 70%. So 70% of the market, I hold long term. That's great exposure to crypto. 30% of the market, I trade like crazy and try to get rich. Simple. And I secure my wealth and store my wealth with 70% of the market, Bitcoin, Ethereum.
That's brilliant. I clap to that one. That's exactly how I play it too.
You know,
I would be writing this down.
Because you're not going to get rich. You're not necessarily going to get rich. I mean, at Bitcoin at 63,000. But it's a great way to store your wealth with upside. And you still could, I mean, depending on the time frame. But you know what I mean. I mean, in crypto, people want to get rich in the next 6 to 8 months or next 6 to 8 minutes. So like, you can hit some of those in this next 6 to 8 month period as long as we get a big bull run. It's not going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, but that's where you're going to store your wealth. Like that's where you're going to, again, like get exposure, have upside, have a faster 401k versus getting super wealthy on the next freaking meme coin, or even hell, I mean, Solana did 100x last cycle. Like there's probably a layer 1 sitting out there right now that's going to do 100x. That's not a meme coin, guys. You know, there's cryptos out there sitting in the top 100 that are going to do a 50 plus x.
And it's Cardano, okay?
Of course. Of course.
Oh man, paid the guy that doesn't sell and he put all of his money in Cardano. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that Bitcoin won't hit $1 million just because supply and demand. And all the advertisements around all the exchanges are pointing you, the new person, to buying Bitcoin or Ethereum. And I go back to, I got to just think of this basic, you know, new people when I talk to them getting in, they're like, oh, that Bitcoin. So they don't understand even crypto. Their head goes right to Bitcoin. And then I think off of that, they're going to learn what Ethereum is if they want to do the research. But the money funneling in is going to go to Bitcoin. In 10, 15 years from now, that Bitcoin, you know, after the politicians talk about it, there's no doubt in my mind it's going to be worth at least $1 million. And do you have the patience to hold it? That is the true question. Are you patient enough to wait 10, 15 years for that to hit $1 million? And now, you know, you got in at like 60K. You saw it go up, you saw it go down a little bit, not dramatically, but are you holding for the long term, or are you just trying to get the money out of the cycle? So it's up to your decision of what you want to do, but I'm looking 10, 15, 20 years down the road, and I want that, you know, $60,000 investment to turn into $1 million plus. You know, I'll take the time. You can't do this stuff in the stock market. And people forget these like gains that we get. You know, people are sad about the 5, 10x, like, gonna make $1 million. Go try to fucking do that in the stock market. It's not gonna happen. You know, crypto doesn't sleep, nor we don't either. But on the flip side of that, you can get better. There's nowhere else in the world you can get these kind of gains. And if you think of it, if you take a step back and think of these 5, 10, 15 X's and funnel them into something that will make you a decent amount of money, you'll do very well. There's a reason Trump is selling real estate. My thought is he's going to pump crypto for his own bag, which, you know, Trump's all about his own personal stuff. And I get it. I own a hotel. He owns a bunch of hotels. So he understands all that. But there's no weight in Bitcoin. Think about it like gold. You need to send gold. You need to store it somewhere. It's heavy. Shipping costs money, blah, blah, blah. Bitcoin, you just send it from your phone. Do you know what I mean? That is the true value of Bitcoin. That's the way I see it. It's easy. It's fast. Holding it for the United States is a good thing. Pay off some of this debt. Like, the money is just in Bitcoin, honestly, from the get-go. It's the grandfather of it. So investing in it is just a no-brainer in my head. You know what I mean? I'm not a Bitcoin maxi by any means, but I see where money goes, and I move where the big dogs move, and just watch how some of them move. And they play it smart, and there's a reason they're wealthy. You know what I mean? So, but, on top of that, 10, 15 years, I would take some money out of that and buy some real estate. Because, other than Dubai, they're not making land and things are expensive. So you kind of need all aspects to make you money. If you can do it like 3 or 4 different ways, you're going to do very well in your future. Can't bank it all in one thing. I don't bank it all in Bitcoin. I do other things too. I have like e-REITs, I invest in real estate. I'm kind of like crowdfunding a bunch of these companies. And I see a return. It's not like anything you'll see in crypto, but it's stable. And I believe in real estate. I believe in crypto, those kind of things, the triple net stuff. Hopefully in the future, I'd like to buy a big complex, like a shopping complex where, you're getting good people like grocery stores, Starbucks, that kind of stuff, where you're just collecting the money, basically. And those people aren't going to leave. They're big companies, stuff like that. That's how the rich get richer. You got to use your money work. You have to have your money work for you, not against you. And just be smart with this. Everyone gets caught up in the memes. You can do very well at memes, but your chance of you getting really rich off of them are very, very slim. Hitting that 1000x, but you can do those 5, 10, 15x's and putting it to something more stable, just like Zach was saying. Keep it Bitcoin, Ethereum. Nothing's financial advice, but just take a step back one day and just write down your portfolio. Watch, like I said before, watch your portfolio, see how they move when the market goes up and down. See if they come back strong, see if they don't. Some will come back better than others, and you can get a good indication on your portfolio going into bull run what's going to happen to that. Because typically it's going to happen, the same way. They'll just be more drastic. But if some of these plays they're not recovering, why the hell would you stay in it?
100%, dude.
Not gonna do it. You know what I mean? So I know I'm rambling on, but I haven't got to talk all morning.
No, go. No. I just want to jump in real quick. I want you to keep going, and I want Mutasko to jump in here too. That's great stuff. I love it. I Virtual Bacon just put a tweet out. I just agree with it so freaking much. I mean, literally, we were saying this earlier. Don't overthink this. Like, the big 4 sectors, AI. He has it right here. AI, gaming. We literally said these 4. AI, gaming, RWA, memes. He might be listening. Because literally, this is it. What am I trying to say? I'm at a loss of words. I feel like so often people try to overanalyze this and figure out something that nobody else is thinking. And it's like, oh, I found this thing. And it's like, no, just like you said, Zach, follow the money. Like AI, it is the biggest, most dominating thing that is impacting our world right now. And we have an AI big data crypto sector worth $32 billion. It's probably a good time to invest. Don't overthink it. Gaming, very undervalued right now. Huge way to onboard new people into crypto. Eventually, we're going to get a big gaming pop. Go back and look at some of the gains that were had in 2021 when the AI sector or the gaming sector popped. Memes, they've been hot since Pepe launched last year. They have not slowed down. It's where the retail money's going. RWA, Larry Fink, the most powerful person in the world, one of the most powerful people in the world. BlackRock, basically another branch of the government. All they did was talk about RWA after these Ethereum Bitcoin ETFs. You know what I mean? You just kind of position it that way. And you're like, okay, now you've got a nice concrete plan moving forward. It's like a lot of times I see this crazy comment. It's like, Zach, what do you think about this, random thing? And I'm like, why are you looking at this? You know what I mean? You're trying to find this crazy. It's like, well, yeah, it's supposedly an AI meme coin. That's look at this. It's like, I think I'm going to make 80% of my portfolio this. It's like, no. If you want to throw a couple $100 at it or whatever, okay, more power to you. But it's like they want to go all in on this, quote unquote, groundbreaking, earth shattering thing. It's like, don't overthink it. Bitcoin, Ethereum make 70% of the market. After that, which sectors are hot? Where's money flowing into? You know what I mean? What's undervalued? Just ask yourself these things. And there you go. AI, gaming, memes, RWA. I'm not saying those have to be your 4, but it's just a lot of times it's right there in front of you. I think, Zach, a lot of people overanalyze and overthink it, and they end up kind of making bad decisions, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And, oh shit, I got to mute for a second. My wife's calling. I'll come right back.
In the meantime, we'll get over to Butasco. We got about 15 minutes left in the space, so definitely want to hear from Butasco. How was your weekend, man?
Good. Zach, you guys were sounding really, I don't know if your golfing kind of took your crypto mojo out, but you guys were literally like, oh, it's, it looks really bad. And I think paid was also like, whatever that jet lag is. I don't know if it's a Durov jet lag, whatever. But it didn't sound right at all. I'm listening in. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on this morning? But it's fun because I'm looking at 3 sectors, and I'm glad you mentioned what you just did a few minutes ago. I posted the Grayscale report, and if you look at it, they kind of broke it down into different sectors within AI. And the way they're moving is interesting, but it's also an easy way because you're not buying the research. They're putting it out there. It's a report. You just have to eat on it and then try to figure out, if they're right, you might be right too. So that's that. I'm also kind of excited to see that the stablecoin market is inching up, which is a good thing. And the way I put that is, would you rather have a dog with a leash or a dog without leash? Well, if the leash is a smart leash, I think crypto and stable coins is that. We have smart leashes, and everybody in crypto, and I think the institutions are catching up with it, right? If you're sitting on a stable coin, there's a chance that you can hop around and make a lot more money instead of letting your fiat off leash, and it gets snacked by inflation and all kinds of global crap. So I think when we're in crypto, the most important thing to think about, and I posted something earlier from the Federal Reserve. It talks about there's actually one sector that I found very interesting. They kind of did an analysis of like by family income, right? And they said people with less than $25,000 as in like family income, and people with over $100,000, and they kind of broke it down into like what percentage of these people are banked, underbanked, or fully banked. And it turns out people with over $100,000 in family income are 94% fully banked. And then the percentage flips as the income is lower. Now, if you think about this and you look at the other information that I posted about retirement, there's a huge opportunity for people to tap into that group, whether it's, by race or by income or by whatever. There's a huge opportunity there. And I don't think that, and I think Jeff Bezos said this, your margin is our opportunity, or whatever he tried to say there. So if somebody's doing really well, it's not going to last forever, because people will see it and they will compete with you and then shrink your margins. So I don't think that the banking system and the institutions are going to sit there and watch USDT, for example. They're currently sitting at 70% of the entire stablecoin market share. That's huge. But that also poses an opportunity for USDC and other, and this is just US dollar pegged stable coins, right? We're not talking about the algo-based stable coins. And the interesting ones come in because if you look at what's in the Athena, what they're doing, it's almost like they call it dollar neutral. It's like if you go on CoinMarketCap and you go under, I think under markets, spot, and perpetuals, and then you look at the funding rates for Bitcoin, and the volume and all of the movement there. There's a lot in there that I can speak to, but I'm going to use it as an example to say, when you say, delta neutral, it's like having longs paying shorts and shorts paying longs, right? So they literally sweep money in and out, and they live off of the spread. So if you're long in something and then there is like a little volatility, 10 down, 10 up, you can put in $1 billion and make a lot of money within 8 hours, 10 hours a day, 24 hours, whatever it is. And then on the other hand, and this is done by, it's a coordinated transaction between all kinds of players, right? You have the institutions, you have the liquidity providers, and you also have market makers, right? And then on top of that, there are people who are literally living off of it. So while we all feel depressed that, oh my gosh, Bitcoin is like what sideways with the consolidation, people are actually milking it, right? And it's their game. They're just going to make money, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean that the market is not going to change from here. And one signal to look at is out of 34, I think 27 out of the 34 central banks in the world, they got 80%. It's sitting at 80% right now as we speak. Expect rates to cut down further by the end of the year, okay? So this is not 2025 forecast. This is like global central banks. So even this week, there's like about 4 of them, Ukraine, China, and other countries looking to cut rates. So, and I'm using this to make a point because we all remember when the whole market started collapsing, what was happening globally, right? Everybody started literally tightening up the hikes. We need to get control of inflation. We need to get control of inflation. And so at the end of the day, you have to look at where we're at. You have to consider the environment that we're in. Even if you're thinking of stepping away from the market, you have to look at where we're at generally. And then once you understand the dynamics, you have more time to stay in the market and benefit from it. Okay, so at the end of the day, I posted. I also just posted a chart that is showing if you're in the U.S. And you look at regionally, kind of the rate of inflation. There are different numbers out there. The reports that I'm reading is telling me that inflation is like on top of everybody's mind right now, which is fair to say that's true, because a lot of people just want things to go down, right, so they can buy. The thing you have to pay attention to is that you're not going to change anything in your life if you don't have money allocated into some appreciating assets, whether stocks, bonds, or something like that. And at this point, if you look at even the bonds, I mean, not many people put money in there who don't have money, because as rates come down, that's going to affect the yield that you're going to get. But most often, these types of investments have fixed, like bonds, for example, it's guaranteed, right? You're always going to get your money back. But with the rate at which we're involved in crypto, I feel like you have a chance, but you also have a huge opportunity to tap into the knowledge base and allocate responsibly. Again, we have meme coins, but we also have altcoins, right? But there are sectors being created. And that's why I referenced the Grayscale report. Because if you look at, I think Zach, you were talking about BitTensor earlier. What BitTensor is doing, even within the BitTensor ecosystem, if you take BitTensor and you look underneath it, and then you try to compare it to Bitcoin, because the whole Bitcoin BitTensor structure is like Bitcoin, but it's like Ethereum 2.0. That's what I call BitTensor. It's like Ethereum 2.0, because the way that they designed it, if it works out, it will be a big, big opportunity. But a lot of people are not even paying attention to it right now. A lot of people don't think it has a leg to dominate the decentralized AI and crypto sector. But I see it as a major play in that arena, because if you think about what OpenAI is doing, and you think about all of the different decentralized AI-focused crypto projects, they somehow go back into the centralized data center control infrastructure that exists, that is driven by larger companies like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft, and I think Elon is also building his own kind of, but these are all highly centralized. If you're somebody who is a crypto decentralized distributed ledger technology native, you want to be paying attention to that as well, because the benefit of our knowledge is being able to distinguish between a centrally controlled infrastructure versus a decentralized controlled infrastructure. And that gives you what they call the the asymmetric investment allocation, because you're looking at it on one side, but then you also have another opportunity on the other side. So you're kind of balanced in terms of the risk premium that comes with crypto. At the end of the day, I think the numbers that I'm seeing personally tells me that by the end of the year, there will be something. I mean, just this morning, the S&P just clocked another all-time high. And I think one of the things people have to remind themselves is everything that we're not talking about. Let's say they threw a bone and then, oh yeah, Telegram guy got arrested, or, some drone, suicidal drone just struck an apartment complex in Russia. I mean, these are all distractions. Yes, listen to it, pay attention to it, but don't drag it on. Oh, there's an election coming. Great. Make a choice, but don't get distracted, because while you're being distracted, there are opportunities underneath you that you want to be paying attention to. The last comment I will make is this. I believe that when we talked about DeFi summer before and what DeFi did to the entire crypto industry, we have a new, I would call it the DeFi 2.0, right? Because this bull run, we're not going to have one thing firing. There will be multiple areas firing, right? Because most of them have actually gotten some blessings from different credible institutions that we've never seen before participate in the market. So when there is a bull run and a sustained bull run, there will be different vectors of FOMO, right? The FOMO that came was people that were kind of by default, if you're part of crypto and you've been in it for a while, you've been a part of the Ethereum ecosystem for a while, and you understand how to build protocols and then create your own network effect, you have people that will believe in what you're doing. They're going to buy into it, right? Today, we have the same type of people, but from different parts of the economy. And like I always say, I don't care how matured you are in the market or whatever, there's always a point in time in the market that somebody gets knocked off by FOMO, whether you're an institution or you're not an institution. So my expectation is that this particular bull run is going to open up more opportunities for people. So stay away from, yes, listen to the critics, listen to the bad news, listen to all the bearish whatever, okay, because it's good to have all of that. But remember, there's still opportunity for you to make a lot of money. And the way to make that money is to be plugged in. The last thing I'll say is regarding the opportunity within stable coins and the integration of stable coins and some of these ERC, whether it's Bitcoin or Solana or Avalanche or whatever. When stable coins are integrated into these ecosystems, it's going to open up a different type of lending and borrowing opportunities. So the idea of you liquidating your asset becomes minimized because as you allocate into more stable, more matured ecosystem or protocols, you now have the products that are already built, right? Because remember, even though we had those opportunities, we didn't have the products, okay? Because, yeah, the protocol or the token is stable, it's good. It has all these utilities, but there is risk, and the risks were very high. Right now, when you have the optionality to hop into a stable coin, and also looking at the size of the stablecoin market, it's almost like about $168 billion, right? And this is the market cap of total stablecoins as of today. Just set a new all-time high from 167 billion. Again, you look at that, and you look at the amount of gap that still exists, and there is no other way to look at it without being hopeful that this market has a ton of opportunity for everyone to tap into. Again, stay connected. I definitely don't want to be borrowing right now. You guys know what's going on with borrowing, right? The two astronauts that were supposed to be up there in space for 8 days, I believe. And I'm going to be there until, I think, the end of the year or next year. And I think Boeing is in trouble with their new CEO because they have a lot of cost overrun right now. I mean, the Starliner, the thrusters on the Starliner stopped working. And again, this is what I'm saying this to make a point about people that have so much conviction on certain things. Things can fail, okay? No matter what we see or what we believe protocols have, this has a staying power. Well, what could go wrong? Things could go wrong really badly. And I think everybody knows what Boeing does, and the level of prominence in the aerospace industry. Yet you have two humans that are stuck up there. Thank God we have Elon, because then they're going to catch that ride and come back down. But then they're going to have a tough time ahead of them, and that's hitting their stock as well. But I don't think that Boeing is going anywhere, so it's probably a good play to have. And I'm saying this to say, don't just focus on crypto. You can look at other opportunities as well. I'm currently researching the whole robo-taxi model that's going on because I'm looking at the metrics, and it's just fascinating because the competitors, there's three competitors, right? Elon is trying to get into it. But the cool part of this that I like is as we all sit here listening to space, we're entering into a future where you could actually set a bunch of Teslas loose and collect some money. It's like setting up a bot and letting that bot just collect money and trade for you. This is what's happening right now. And I've looked at reports that shows a lot of private ventures that literally putting up pre-orders on some of these vehicles. So they're creating liquidity, right? You know, they say, yeah, we have a VC fund, we need $1 billion. And then they're putting an order maybe $100 million of whether it's Waymo or they're ordering Teslas or they're ordering Cruise, whatever they're ordering this because now the technology proves that it works. And I know people that have tried this and it works. So at the end of the day, we're entering an era of opportunity, endless opportunities. And you could take that money and do an arbitrage, right? Just like the carry trade in Japan. People literally take $1 billion, swap it for yen, buy bonds in the yen, and then use the bonds as collateral and borrow 95% and bring it back, fly that money back into the US and buy NVIDIA. You can take crypto, make a lot of money. If you do, don't freeze. Take profit. But when you take that profit, think about the other sectors that are booming right now that you could be early on. You could potentially become an accredited investor, right? Once you make that money. And that could qualify you to be early at the next big thing. And I believe that that is the next big disruptor when it comes to mobility and the cost of car ownership, right? That's a big deal. And that's just areas that I'm looking at outside of crypto because it's not only crypto, okay? Have a good day, guys.
Another mic drop moment for Mutasco. Appreciate you, man. Zach, do you want to close this up or do you want to leave it right there?
Yeah, we can leave it right there. I honestly forgot what I was talking about before when Shelby called. But yeah, no, we can leave it here for tomorrow.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you, everybody who contributed. As always, we will be back tomorrow. I'll be live again tomorrow before the space, and let's continue to do it. I'm looking forward to a great week, and who knows what tomorrow is going to bring, of course, in crypto. So have a great one, guys. We will see you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.